Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Atrocious. You could also call me Jake, and today we're going to be talking about some new reveals of the upcoming EB01 set releasing in Japan, the extra booster that we're getting. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what this is, think of this as like a mini Pokemon holiday set. What we know right now from the official One Piece card game website is there are 3 leaders, 28 commons, 21 rares, 8 super rares, and 1 secret rare. The set being designed to, quote, strengthen previously released decks. And so they've been teasing and showcasing cards more and more often as of late. So I thought, why not talk about them when they reveal? Now, the first card we're going to talk about today is Sanji. Now, this is a green card. You can tell by the little wheel over here in the notch that is the 3 o'clock mark on this character. It may look blue, but I promise it's green. This is a 4-cost 5,000 power strike character. It is Film and Straw Hat. I mean, you could probably tell Film right there, but that is Straw Hat. And its effect right here, Dawn ×1 your turn. For every 3 rested Dawn on your field, this character gains 1,000 power. This is a 2k counter as well. This is a really interesting card because you could think of this card as more like mid-game, right? It's a 4-cost 5,000 power, but with its late game effectiveness, you could see this much more towards the late game. This card can get a maximum 3,000 power boost with the Dawn ×1. So with the Dawn ×1 plus the 1 Dawn, you're technically getting a 9,000 power body, at least on like your 9 or 10 Dawn turn. This is really cool, especially as a green Film character card. This may be another option for the green Film engine that could help a lot of decks, stuff like red, green, Luffy, just Kid as well, green Kid, especially as a 2k counter. Why does this card have 2k counter? Now, the next card that we're going to talk about is Shirahoshi. Now, this is a 2-cost 0 power 1,000 counter merfolk card. It is one of the SRs in the set. This card is a blocker, and when it is KO'd by your opponent's effects, place up to one of your card from the top of your deck onto your life. So anytime like Enel plays Gadatsu, anytime Sakazuki uses Rob Lucci to kill this, or anytime a deck like Purple Luffy pops it with Pauly, this card gains you a life. Now, just thinking about the top decks that we have in the meta, I wouldn't say that I'm 100% sold on the card. I don't know if in OP06 there's a ton of popping via effects in decks right now. The big ones that come to mind are the Rob Lucci and Gecko Moria and Sakazuki, which, I mean, they could just avoid not KOing that character. Corona's more about resting the character, except maybe if they play the starter deck to Killer. Enel and Katakuri play Gadatsu, and I think that's pretty much it besides like impact. And then the different ways to play Yamato, the green part of Yamato just rests, but the yellow part of Yamato, I don't really think pops characters, except for like the 9-drop Yamato. But it is a low-cost blocker for yellow, so not having a trigger, I don't know if this is better or worse than like Brûlée, but it is an option. The next card we have here is 5-cost 5,000 power Yamato here in the Land of Wano category. This card is also a 2k counter, so Sanji and Yamato being bigger bodies with that 2k counter. This has an activate main once per turn, give up to one of your rested Dawn to one of your leader or character cards. We've seen this card effect consistently being made in Nami, in Haruta. I'm trying to think of where I would like to see this card in terms of decks. The only thing I can really think of is a good card that combos with the upcoming Oden leader, with it being red-green and also Land of Wano. You don't necessarily get the leader effect of gaining the counter, but this does combo really well with the Dawn ×1 effect when attacking with the Oden leader, because that says if you have a cost 5 or greater Land of Wano character in play, this leader gets 1,000 power until the start of your next turn. So Yamato comboing really well with that, especially since a lot of people are hyped on this Oden card, not only effectively giving every single card in their deck counter character type, but also potentially having these bigger bodies just boost you up in power and make you a 6k leader. It'll be really interesting to see what happens with this one. And the final card we have to talk about today is Miss Wednesday. This is another SR in the set. The Yamato is a common, by the way. This is a purple card, 3 cost 4,000 power / character from BW. I think that just means Baroque Works. I don't know if I can recall seeing like Baroque Works just being listed as BW. I would love to know, for anybody who knows official rulings, if she's searchable under what's the lady's name that has the gigaton fruit or whatever, Miss Valentine. Is she searchable off Miss Valentine? Because there's nothing on this card that says BW is Baroque Works. It says BW, which is different wording, at least with Baroque Works. So let me know in the comments below what you think about this one. I think it would probably work. And the reason I say that is because the effect, this is a blocker character. On your opponent's attack once per turn, you can don -1. If your leader's type includes, quote, Baroque Works, and oh no, well, it's got, oh, maybe it does actually, because if you look in here, it says Baroque Works, right? It says Baroque Works up top on here in the katakana, and then below it, it says BW. So like one thing that's very consistent with like Japanese Pokemon cards is you'll see this like kanji here, right? I don't know exactly what it's officially called because I have a super base knowledge of like Japanese, but this is almost like the translation of the kanji. So maybe it does actually define it as searchable, because right here in this super small text, I believe this is Baroque Works. Really curious. Anyways, if your leader's type includes Baroque Works, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active. So it is a ramp card, and you don't even have to block with this in order to get this effect off. So this could be a card that could just kind of stay in the beginning of the game and stay a couple turns. This looks really cool for something like Purple Yellow Croc. It's also worth noting, I didn't think about this till just now while editing this video, Dawn -1 ramping a Dawn is kind of like a really roundabout way of just setting up one of your Dawn as active. This could be a really interesting way of hiding 1 Dawn counter cards, potentially. I don't know how effective it would be, but counter cards could be strong in a sense. You could probably actually, when they attack, use Miss Wednesday's effect. Use Miss Wednesday's effect because you have a Purple Yellow Croc leader. Bring that Dawn up to active, and then use something like El Thor or something to counter out of the attack. That would be a very interesting sequence. I'm not 100% sure, again, how that translation's gonna go, but could be very interesting. But yeah, I think one of the better leaders to do that is probably Purple Yellow Croc. I think that could be a really cool option. The Hannibal is impelled down, so unfortunately it wouldn't work for that, but could be cool. And that's all the cards. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate if you made it this far. Let me know what you think down in the comments of those cards. And again, once the set officially releases and we get closer to the date of release, I'll start doing set reviews for, you know, regular sets, mini sets, things of that nature. I love doing set reviews. I've done them across a bunch of card games. So very interesting cards that were revealed today. I'm excited to see where they go. The extra booster set is scheduled to release on the 27th of January, so during US Nats. So I'm really curious, especially heading into February, seeing tournaments and seeing deck lists of these cards. It'll be cool.